Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. I hope everybody had a really wonderful Memorial Day weekend. You know, because of the holiday weekend, email traffic was a little bit slower, but that's okay. We still selected 6 questions that we wanted to address here on today's show. So buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. The first question is from Ken. Hi Tim. The neighbors and I seem to be having this same issue with Bradford pears, where they are already dropping leaves in May. Can you explain what is happening? Hey Ken, so thanks for sending over a picture. That's actually really helpful. This is actually a type of leaf spot, and there are a couple of leaf spots that can actually impact fruit-bearing trees. So basically it's a fungal disease, and what happens is that the leaves become spotty, they turn brown or yellow, and eventually they drop off. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is actually rake up all of those dead leaves as quickly as possible and discard them. The reason for that is they are still carrying those fungal spores, and we wanna get them out of the area, make sure that they are not going to spread to other plants. The second step is you need to pick up some Monterey Complete Plant Disease Control. This is a really good product at fighting plant diseases. It's perfectly safe to use for pear trees and other fruit-bearing trees. Very effective, so I would definitely head over to Rosen's online and pick up a bottle of that. The next thing you want to do is really to just make sure that you're keeping that pear tree well fed. So I would put down some Garden Trust. Remember, Garden Trust has a very balanced nutrition profile, and it's perfect for fruits and veggies. So pick up some Kickstart and make sure you keep that down to keep that tree healthy and well fed, which is also gonna help it fight back against this fungal disease. And the last thing you're gonna wanna do, frankly, is pick up some Kickstart. Put down Kickstart, it complements Garden Trust amazingly well. It's really just gonna help the overall root system of that tree. So pick up that Monterey product, make sure you put down some Garden Trust, put down some Kickstart to help the root system, and then again, make sure you rake up and collect, and frankly, I would burn all of the leaves that have fallen from the pear tree to make sure that we can kind of prevent that fungus from spreading to other plants. Question number 2 is from Sandra. Hi Tim, my yard and gardens grow magnificent thistles every year. Not what I want. I've been working hard, especially around my beautiful knockout roses. I've been deep digging them out as much as I can, but of course these thistles love the Garden Sense and Kickstart I feed the roses with. I just can't get rid of them. Is there any secret to handling this ongoing problem? So thistles can be tough as you're finding out. So you mentioned your lawn and your garden, so let's talk about your lawn first. What I would actually recommend is Weed Beater Ultra. There are a couple of different varieties of thistles, and Weed Beater Ultra will take care of all of them. It's a really great product. If you haven't used it before, I recommend the RTU because you can actually just hook it up to your hose and you don't have to worry about properly measuring out how much of the chemical versus how much water you need to use. That little dial is already preset. So hook it up to your hose, turn it on, and you are good to go. In terms of your gardens, that's a little bit different story. So what I'd first recommend is, obviously you can continue to try and dig them out, but they're still gonna be dropping their seeds. So the first thing that I would try to do is kill them, and I would use something like a dead weed brew, which is a really effective product. It comes in its own container with its own little spray nozzle, so it allows you to be very effective in just targeting the plant that you're trying to kill. So I would absolutely put down that product to kill the thistle. You can still dig them out at that point, which would be effective, but again, digging them out, as you know, is a lot of time and effort. So I would maybe try to kill them with that dead weed brew and then actually dig them out after the fact. But I think, frankly, the most effective method for keeping thistles and frankly other weeds out of your garden is to put down some type of a pre-emergent. Now, I know that this particular product is designed for lawns, but it works equally well on gardens. I would put down Gallery. Gallery is going to create a chemical barrier, much like some of those other products that you can get at the big box stores. You put it down, spread it over your garden, water it in, it starts to break down, creates that chemical barrier. And one, it's not going to allow any of the seeds that any existing weeds are going to drop to penetrate and start germinating. And likewise, if the seed's already in the soil, it's not going to allow those seeds to break through the soil surface. So again, for the lawn, I would put down Weed Beater Ultra. I prefer the RTU, but if you already have a backpack sprayer or something like that, we also sell the concentrate. I would actually spray the thistles in your garden with a dead weed brew, and then I would actually put down Gallery in my garden. I realize on the bag it says that it's for lawn only, but again, as long as you're not putting this on top of any of your desirable plants and it's just on that soil surface, you're gonna be okay. The third question is from Rick. Hi Tim, is there a selective product on the market that will rid a lawn of Poa annua? I realize it is a very prolific species. It's scattered in areas throughout the lawn. If so, will the product weaken the tall fescue lawn I have? So Poa may seem like it's impossible to kill because of how prolific it spreads, but it's absolutely possible. And there's actually two products that I would recommend you buy. The first is to kill it, and the second will be to prevent it from coming back. So in terms of killing it, I would recommend the granular product, Weed Beater Complete. It lists Poa specifically, it's on the label. Frankly, there's a picture of it right on the front of the bag. It's perfect for Poa, so I would actually put that in your spreader and go ahead and broadcast that all over the area. That's gonna help kill it. The next thing you want to purchase is actually Dimension, and Dimension is going to create a chemical barrier that's going to help prevent that Poa from spreading its seed and germinating and just spreading throughout your entire lawn. So the best time to put down Dimension is going to be at the end of summer or early fall. And again, this is actually can only be put down if you're not overseeding this fall. So if you're not overseeding within the next year, what you want to do is actually put it down at the very end of summer or early fall, and then you're going to want to put it again in that late March, early April time frame. So again, if you're not overseeding, you can put down 2 applications of Dimension, which are going to help keep that Poa at bay. So Weed Beater Complete, it's a granular. Pick up some Dimension to help keep it away. 2 very, very effective products, and both are available over at rosensonline.com. The next question is from Ron. Hi Tim, what do I order to get rid of this? Thanks again for sending in the picture. This is easy, it's Clover. Now, I don't know exactly what variety because the particular picture that you sent in does not include the flower, and really it's the flower that will typically tip you off in terms of what type of clover it is. But based on the area that you're emailing from, I'm guessing this is going to be white clover, which is the most common and frankly most prolific in lawns. So the good news is clover is really easy to kill. I would just use Weed Beater Ultra. I mentioned it a couple of questions ago. It's available over at Rosens Online. You're going to want to broadcast this all over the grass. It comes in an RTU spray or a concentrate. Again, it's a highly, highly effective product. Now, clover can be a little bit tough though. So I would actually recommend making 2 applications to make sure that it's gone. You need to space those applications out by at least 30 days. But again, hook it up to your hose, walk over to the area and just douse your lawn with it. That'll get rid of the clover. Make a second application 30 days later to make sure it's gone. And you're gonna be well on your way to eradicating that weed and your lawn looking beautiful like you want it to. The 5th question is from Stacy. Hi Tim, we have a hybrid rose that is treated constantly with neem oil in an effort to keep powdery mildew at bay. We have been using Garden Trust as the fertilizer as directed on the package as well. These efforts just seems to fail every year. Clearly we are doing something wrong and I can do something better. Your thoughts would be greatly appreciated. All right, so I see based on the picture that you're dealing with a number of different issues. It looks like you're battling with a disease. You've definitely got some insect damage. I really do appreciate the fact that you used neem oil and that you religiously use it every single year. Neem oil is a great product. We recommend it a lot here on this program, and I'll be honest with you, I personally use it on my fruit trees, in my gardens. It's a really good product. But sometimes you just need to take the gloves off and you really need to get aggressive because like you are here, you're just dealing with an issue that neem oil just can't seem to correct. So The first thing I would do is pick up a bottle of Bio Advanced 3-in-1. This is going to help your rose fight disease. It's going to help battle insects. It's also going to help battle mites. So again, this is kind of like a trifecta product for you. And based on what I'm seeing in the picture, you need it for all three of these purposes. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do is actually prune off any of those dead leaves and get rid of them. Any of the leaves that have a lot of holes, that have a lot of that disease on them already, we want to get rid of them. We want to make way for new growth. So trim off, prune off any branches that look really bad, any of the leaves that look really bad, rake it up, burn it, discard it. Again, get it as far away from your garden as possible. Then make sure you put down the Bio Advanced 3-in-1, which is going to really protect some of that new growth. You mentioned in your email that you use Garden Trust, and I believe you said Kickstart as well. I don't know when you put Garden Trust down last. Typically, you don't need to put it down more than once, but because we do want to spur some of this new growth to come in after you're done pruning the rose bush, I would actually consider putting down a second application of Garden Trust. If it's been more than, say, 30, 60 days, you can safely put it down, and I would absolutely put down Kickstart. Kickstart, again, is going to strengthen the roots. It works really, really well with Garden Trust, and frankly, any particular fertilizer. It doesn't really matter. So pick up Bio Advanced 3-in-1. Make sure you prune off and get rid of any of the branches that look too diseased, those leaves, things like that. Put down Garden Trust and then add some Kickstart into the mix. And I think we're going to be able to help that rose bush really come back around. The good news is you can still use neem oil. You can continue to use neem oil, and I would highly recommend it. But what you may want to just consider is in the spring, when this damage typically starts occurring, I would actually put down Bio Advanced 3-in-1 first, and then over the course of the summer, continue to apply neem oil. The final question is from Kurt. Hi, Tim. I've been using your lawn calendar for a while, and my lawn has never been better, but the color has been a bit lighter. I'm guessing that it could use this year's second application of Turf Trust. I'm afraid that if I apply it now, it will be too early and throw off the whole schedule. Is it okay to apply now or wait until middle of June? Is there something else that could be causing it? So based on the weather that we've been having, I would go ahead and just put down your second application of Turf Trust. I wouldn't wait. One of the beauties of Turf Trust lawn fertilizers is the fact that they are 50% slow release nitrogen. What that means is by putting it down a couple of weeks ahead of schedule, you're not over fertilizing your lawn and you're not going to burn your grass. So again, it can last for up to 13 weeks, but if based off of the weather and everything that's going on with your lawn, you need to put a second application down around week 9, week 10, you're going to be just fine, and it's going to affect your lawn, but in a good way. The other thing that I would consider doing is putting down Kickstart. Now, I don't know if you use Kickstart. It's an organic product. It's great for grass. It's great for plants, fruit trees, potted plants, indoor plants, etc. It's a real versatile product. If you're not using it, I would start putting it down on my lawn at least once a month. Again, it's organic. It's going to complement Turf Trust lawn fertilizers incredibly well. And what it's going to do is actually improve the root structure of your lawn. And so with stronger roots, your grass is going to be able to take in more nutrition, like the nutrition that Turf Trust is putting into the ground. So put down Turf Trust now. Don't even sweat it. Pick up some Kickstart and put that down. Now, I would actually consider 2 additional steps that you may want to take, but I wouldn't do them right now. One would be dethatching, and the second would be aeration. I would consider doing this, but I would do it in the fall, and then if you can, I would overseed. Sometimes what happens is that thatch can build up, which is going to impede the grass growth, and obviously ground can become compacted over time, and the aeration is actually going to help with that, which again allows the roots to spread a little bit further. The ground won't be as hard. So, you know, again, the Turf Trust and the Kickstart you can apply now, but I would strongly consider in the fall trying to do some aeration, trying to do some dethatching, and then do some overseeding. It's the best time of the year to do it. All right, guys, just a couple final thoughts here. Today is May 31st, which means it is the last day to take advantage of our spring garden special. If you haven't already picked it up, you need to do so. If you use Plant Trust, or you use Garden Trust, or you use Kickstart, this is the package for you. It contains 1 bag of Plant Trust, 3 bags of Garden Trust, and a bottle of Kickstart. It is everything that your garden, your landscaping is going to need. So again, that sale ends today at the end of the day. So make sure you head over to rosensonline.com and pick it up. Guys, we are also running our summer stock up. Tomorrow is June 1st, which means you need to start thinking about that second application of Turf Trust. So head over to rosensonline.com. Again, the summer stock up is a 3-bag promotional deal where you're going to get a discount on the cost of each of those bags, and you're going to get free shipping. We did this last year for the very first time, and I can't even believe how successful it was. This is the best price on Turf Trust lawn fertilizers that you're going to see all year. So again, head over to rosensonline.com, click on the fertilizers section of the website, and take advantage of the Turf Trust summer stock up. It's a great way to get the products you need, not only for your feeding in June, but start thinking ahead to what you need for the fall as well. Now, we are entering into summer, which means you need to start being a little bit more aware of what's going on with your lawn, because a lot can start to go wrong. Some of you are already dealing with insects, some of you are battling with weeds, and we're going to start to see some outbreaks of lawn disease. So rosensonline.com has all of the products that you need to make sure that you can battle back and take back control of your lawn. Just a reminder, we also have that weed identifier. So as you're looking at weeds that might be popping up, go ahead and use that weed identifier. Again, you can match it up by picture. So if you have a picture of that weed, you can go to the website and match what's most closely there. Or, like we had in some of our questions, some of these people knew exactly what the weed was. They could have just gone out to, again, the weed identifier, typed in the word thistle, and they would have seen the products that could come up to take care of thistle. Folks, thank you so much for the time that you spent today. Remember, if you have any questions, make sure you send an email directly to me at tim@rosensonline.com. Again, I hope you guys had an amazing Memorial Day. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week. God bless.